All right, word up. We're back. You know what I'm saying? Access A3C, broadcasting live on the internet. You know what I'm saying? A3C. Technology, it's crazy, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're going to talk about that, but let's talk about the past real quick. Let me move all these posters that he's been signing, by the way, that you guys are going to be getting. You know what I mean? So, you like that? Made that. All right. So now, we got Talib Kweli. You know what I mean? Super MC. MCEO, you know what I'm saying? The Brooklyn MC, you know what I'm saying? BKMC, a lot of letters in there. You know what I mean?
Letterman.
Right? And as a dope MC, you should be. Right?
Yeah.
Now, the first time we were just talking about it, that your voice was heard, but I didn't recognize it as Talib Kweli, was on the Mood Joints. You know what I'm saying? Talk a little bit quick about how that happened. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, my man Dante from Mood is funny. I'm sitting here doing all this press. He's sitting in my hotel room.
Oh, word? Shout out to Dante,
like,
yo.
He
Yeah.
eating and smoking and whatnot. And I'm like, yo, he should be down. You know, shout out to Mood, and I met them through you know, my roommate in college, and developed a relationship with High Tech.
Yeah.
And I was able to. I appreciated what they were doing in Cincinnati. I used to take the Greyhound bus from Brooklyn to Cincinnati every weekend. They had their own studios. They were making their own beats, and I liked the sound.
Nice, nice. Now, the first time that I actually, the name Talib Kweli was on the Lyricist Lounge Volume 1, the Manifesto, the second disc. You know what I'm saying? That Cool Keith that he hosted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, damn, who's this dude? You know what I'm saying? And you sounded like huge, though. You know what I'm saying? I thought you were like 8 foot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy. So kind of talk about the writing of that track, because it was listed as like a eternal
reflection. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. You're tired.
No, it was actually, I think probably listed as Eternal Reflection, because the group was the Eternal Reflection, and then it switched to Reflection.
Okay, thank you. Cause I thought it was just me. Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay. I was like, I'm messing
so
up.
Maybe on one of those early records, it might have gone out as.
Okay.
Yeah, but,
okay.
You know, they knew that they wanted to put out a single with Mos Def and Q-Tip and Tash for Body Rock. They had that going.
Yeah.
They also knew that the next album they were going to push was the Me and High Tech.
Okay.
Thought. So they were like, the B-side single should be something you and High Tech.
Okay.
So Rawkus gave us a mission to create a B-side for Body Rock.
Damn, okay.
And so Manifesto is what we came up with.
Okay. All right, dope. All right, cool. So now, we're just going to run through these, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know you're a busy guy, right? And I appreciate you coming out of A3C. How's your experience at A3C been? Because you've been here a few times.
No, I've never been here.
What?
My first one.
Oh, I'm thinking Gene Gray.
Yeah, Gene comes all the time.
Yeah, okay. All
Gene
right.
definitely comes all the time. And, you know, Gene just directed my video for a song on my new album, Prisoner of Conscience, a song called Favela Love, featuring Sale George.
Yeah,
We just got back from Rio last weekend. So
nice.
that was fun.
That's dope. All right, cool. So your first impressions of A3C?
It's wonderful. I like the energy, and I like, you know, it's like hip-hop summer camp.
Yeah, right? You get to run into people you never saw in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of dope. All right, cool. Now, we interviewed Rock from Helter Skelter. You know what I'm saying? We had R.A. the Rugged Man on the show. You guys have a very particular perspective on the industry, as you guys have been signed to major labels, you know what I'm saying, on what R.A. kind of called like pseudo-indie labels, which kind, you know what I'm saying, like Rawkus, you know what I'm saying, and now to be truly independent. You know, kind of speak on the good, the bad, and your experiences with everything, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I've been blessed to be on, to do it indie.
Yeah.
I've been blessed to be on a pseudo-indie label.
Yeah.
I've been blessed to be signed directly to a major.
Yeah.
So I've had the full circle experience. And there's positives and negatives to all of it.
Yeah.
There's positives and negatives to every single thing.
Yeah.
Right now, my latest project is called Gravitas.
Yes.
And I'm trying, December 15th.
Yes.
And I'm trying something different, a platform that Ryan Leslie hooked me up with.
Okay.
Where people could just, I mean, it's truly independent. Like, Gutter Rainbows was independent.
Yeah.
But I still partnered with Drew Ha and Noah from 3D Distribution.
Yeah.
They helped me get it out there to the world.
Yeah.
They helped me press it up, get the physical cracking.
Yeah.
You know, they helped me get it in certain marketplaces and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they partnered with an even bigger distributor. I think maybe Red. I'm not sure forget who was the
Yeah, but there was somebody kind of get it even further.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
So, and then on top of that, it still go to Amazon, iTunes, and fatbeats.com, and
Nice.
if they take their cut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that system worked well for me. Gutter Rainbows was successful.
Yeah.
There are people who love the album
Yeah.
and think it's me true to form. There's people who think it wasn't all that great.
Really, the artwork is amazing though.
I love the artwork.
Amazing, yeah.
There's people who are just just never even knew it existed.
Yeah.
But I made a lot of money from that album very quickly
because
of the way we did it. So now this album is even truer to that form, where it's like, when your credit card goes to my website, it goes to me, and your email address doesn't go to Google, it goes to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and you're giving it, you're directly depositing the money in my account.
Dope.
As opposed to going through all these hands.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, but now I have your email
and
your phone number, whatever information that you put on your profile, because you got to become a member of the Kweli Club.
Okay.
Now I have all this information, so now I have the opportunity to, call you up and say thank you for buying the album.
Oh, that's fresh.
So it's new. I got the pre-orders now at QualiClub.com. The pre-orders is up. In a couple of days, I'm gonna figure out something nice to do for the fans who have already pre-ordered it.
That's dope.
There's been a few hundred fans who have already gotten down.
Nice.
So I don't send them an email or a song or something. I'm gonna figure out.
All right.
But I'm gonna keep doing things like that until December 15th.
Okay, that's dope. All right, word. This is direct to fans. So I mean, being on all
to the core. Hardcore Kweli fans, because if you a casual fan, like you might like Get By, you heard Kanye say my name once.
Yeah,
this ain't for you.
Yeah, but I mean, but the thing is, but people that may be casual fans may pick it up because they just buy things online anyway. A lot of them may not even go to a store and look for it.
Right,
you know
and maybe it'll make a casual fan bigger fan because they're excited about forming this relationship.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I think that can turn a lot of people from casual fans, because everything is kind of going towards direct to fans. You know what I'm saying? Like Rhymesayers does that. You know what I'm saying? Stone's Throw does that very well. You know what I'm saying? They build their core community. You know what I mean? And then those people are hungry for anything from them. You know what I'm saying? So I think by doing that, you're getting ahead of the curve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm seeing from the responses, it always seemed like a good idea, but one, the technology has not always been
exactly.
great.
Yeah, definitely.
The technology is here for us to be able to do this as artists.
Nice.
And it just makes sense, but you as an artist, you have an ego. We wouldn't be artists if we didn't have ego.
Yeah.
And so your ego wants everybody to know you got a new project out.
Yeah.
I want to be on MTV. I want to be on BET.
Yeah.
I want to be in Best Buy. I want to be on iTunes. I want everybody to know. Yeah. I want to be available on all platforms.
Yeah.
I want the laziest motherfucker in the world to be able to get this album.
Yeah.
Not just the person who's constantly checking for my Twitter feed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when you focus on that, you have to focus on so much people helping you.
Yeah.
You need a lot of help to do that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
hands that didn't be paid.
Slices of the pie.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of times there are a lot of people out there that forget that, it's about being personal with your fans, and it's a good plan and a good way to go about it, because it gives you that ability to do it more so often. And like me as a fan, of course I'm gonna jump at the opportunity to form that relationship, to see things that I normally don't get to see. Like, I'm sitting here and I have like a ton of questions, even though we have a short amount of time. It's like I want to know the things that you thought sometimes,
But now you can do that. Like, if you a fan, like, say I put up a T-shirt, cause now I know exactly how you participated, right?
Yeah.
So say you a fan and I can see, okay, you bought a T-shirt and you bought this album. So then say you have a question, I see you on my feed. I'm like, okay, this is a real fan.
Yeah, definitely.
This is someone who just bought my new shit. So I'm a DM you. I'm gonna be like, what's up? Or I'm gonna call you up. I got your phone number.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the fans let me know, like, I already knew it was a good idea, but I was vindicated by the fact when I put up the link yesterday, the amount of fans who was like, finally someone gets it. Yeah. The amount of fans who was like you said, I'm a jump at the chance to support you. Yeah. It kind of was shocking to me, because like, even though I knew it was a good idea, like you said it's been moved. The fans been there already for a minute.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's why they haven't been supporting the music business.
Yeah.
Because that kind of already been there.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to articulate it. So to a lot of artists, it sounds disrespectful, because it sounds like, people always ask me, what's the best way to support you without supporting the labels? Like, nigga, like, I got my own label.
Exactly.
Buy it out. You can go to iTunes right now.
Exactly.
And buy the record, and that will be supportive of me. Don't worry about whether or not Apple or don't worry about it. Let me worry about it.
Exactly. Yeah. You wouldn't be doing the business. You wouldn't be doing the business if it was bad business. You know what I'm
but that's still. They don't want. A generation has come of age. Yeah. That. The internet has been around since the time they were born.
Exactly.
So they don't know a different world.
Yeah.
I have the curse
of
knowledge,
knowing no time
of knowing how it used to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so you can't tell somebody who's done their whole life online.
Exactly.
Like how you doing is kind of disrespectful. They don't look at it that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. I mean, buying online, simple. Like that's always been there for them. You know what I'm saying? It's all about convenience.
Right. Or not even buying online. Just if you grew up, if the internet's been around since you've been born.
Yeah.
Then you know how to get shit for free.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, this is about turning them into
See,
supporters, which is dope by the connection.
It really is more about just wanting to support the person that you want to support. Like when I was growing up, man, they put out a lot of albums that were trash, and they had like 1 or 2 CDs. And me as a consumer, the way I look at it is like, listen, I'm not gonna buy a trashy CD for 2 singles. You understand? If you come into town, I'm gonna come to your show. Why? Because I want to support, and I know it's more of a support towards you. And like yesterday, we was walking downtown, and there was a guy outside selling the CDs, and he turned around and he said, "Well, you know, I would never go to the internet, and you know, he wants to preserve that hustle." And I turned around and I told him, like, it's not as much as you not supporting the hustle, is you spreading that word of that hustle and what you're trying to present and keep alive in hip hop. Now transforming to that new platform gives you the ability to preserve that.
See, artists get caught up in thinking we get caught up in not understanding what our obligation is.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not on the consumer or the fan to inform us and keep us informed of changing trends.
Yeah.
It's our job to adapt. It's our obligation to say, oh, you want to get your music on your iPhone? Well, let me figure out a way for me to get it to your iPhone.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
You know, it's on us. It's not on the consumer.
Exactly.
They get to decide.
Yeah.
They get to decide how they want to receive it.
Yeah, the power is in the consumer's hands now. The fans have all the power. And I think labels never understood that really.
And a lot of artists don't know. That's why you have an artist who be like, oh no, I'm not getting on it. Then you have no interest in being a businessman in 2013.
Exactly.
You don't want to be on the internet. You have no interest in making money in 2013.
Yeah, because you can't have your fans who want to support you jump through hoops. Like, I have to be at this corner at this time, this day to get it.
And because we were cursed with the knowledge of knowing that used to be okay.
How you had to do it,
It
yeah.
used to be I had to get up and get on the train
Yeah.
and go to B Street and sift through the white labels and the vinyl and buy it and take it home and listen to it. And if it was whack, I either have to live with it or bring it back.
Bring it back, exactly. And that, you don't want to take that trip again because that's more money.
I did that passionately.
Yeah.
No problem. I got excited about it. I'd be on the train like excited on my way to B Street.
Yeah.
Now it's like people just like, I'll listen to it for like 30 seconds, and you know, if I like it, if I halfway like it, I'll rip it, I'll download it.
Yeah, exactly.
But whatever.
Yeah.
That's not the
But
complaint,
you're moving
that's just to
forward,
state how
exactly,
it is.
and you're fixing it on your end. Like you
Yeah.
said, it's on the artist. Now, Chris had something about something you're involved in.
I was noticing that you started getting into expressing your opinion about human trafficking, and I really wanted to just touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, I get approached by a lot of different causes. I just had an argument with one set of people from a certain cause this week, but I get approached by a lot of things. So things that make sense to me, that I can align myself with and lend my name to, I do easily. So I don't really know the facts or the statistics of current human trafficking. But as a person of African descent and someone who slavery has been such a huge part of our legacy as people in this world, I have a special place in my heart for people who are fighting against slavery and human trafficking that's going on even now. I don't know the denseness of it, but if there's an organization, if there are organizations that are set up to fight against it, that are reaching out to me, because that's what happened. Somebody reached out to me for me to lend my name to it. Yeah. If that's happening, if it's that serious, then it's like, it was a no-brainer for me to be like, you know, I think I signed a petition or lent my name to a petition or something of that nature. I can't even tell you the details. Yeah. You know, but I do remember doing something like that.
That's dope though, that you would lend your name to something like that.
I mean, it's so easy I mean, to be honest, to be fair, real talk, I can't even recall the name of the exact organization. Yeah. That's how easy it is for me to do. Yeah. So why wouldn't I do it?
Exactly.
That is awesome.
All right, cool. Well, thank you. So please talk more about this album. Now, you had 2 albums dropping in 1 year now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I wanted to DMX it out.
Nice. So real quick before we have to go, why did you like really want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Is it because the older one was kind of like the older way of putting it out, and this one is...
My plan was to market and promote Prisoner Conscious for the rest of the year and to the end of the year, maybe some into next year.
Because you got a lot more joints to get out there.
Yeah, I dropped a video for Turned Up last week.
Yeah.
We're dropping a video for Delicate Flowers next month.
Nice.
Me and Gene just came back from Rio doing the video for Bella Love. So I have videos, which are the new singles for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming out from Prisoner Conscious to the end of the year.
Okay, dope.
My plan originally was to drop Gravitas sometime top of next year.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I just got excited by the idea.
That's dope,
and sitting there building with Ryan Leslie about it. He did it for his last project.
Oh, word. Okay.
And building with him on it. I was just like, fuck it, let's do it
Let's
today.
do it. Yeah, exactly. It's done, might as well.
The record's not even finished. It's 80% finished.
Okay.
But that's why I said the pre-orders.
Yeah.
Because even the pre-orders, I keep it real. The pre-orders, the people spending money on pre-orders now, that's helping me pay the producers now to finish it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was like, okay, I got to pay these producers. About to go on tour with Macklemore.
Oh,
you know, I was going to use the money from and Ryan Lewis used the money from that to pay the producers. But I'm like, you know, I could get the pre-orders now and pay the producers now and just be ahead of the game.
All right, cool. Now, just an idea popped in my head. As a reward to the fans that have pre-produced, and since it's not done yet, what would be dope is right now we're using Google Hangouts. You know what I'm saying? The broadcasts. And you can also do it to where you can talk.
That's right. This is live, right?
Yeah, live right now.
So, hold on. Everybody who's watching right now, go to QualiClub.com, KWELI Club.com. And if you are so inclined,
it's not radio. Just tell them. Yeah.
Pre-order.
Pre-order right now. This is not college radio.
No,
so
I just want to be polite. I don't want to sound like I'm barking demands.
Oh, well, I am.
You know what I'm saying?
You need to cop this man's album. QualiClub.com. It sounds mad easy to do. So now, so I was thinking of an idea, right? With Google Hangouts, you can actually have like a chat of like 9 other people. So if you're still finishing up the album, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of maybe have like a little behind the scenes joint.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that
that's like
also
a private link.
Ryan, that was one of the ideas he did. He did a hangout at his crib.
Oh, okay.
That he sold on his site. I forget the name of it. Renegades. I think it's Ryan Leslie. Go to Ryan Leslie's. Google it.
Yeah, exactly.
You on Google Hangout?
Yeah, I think it's RyanLeslie.com anyway. So I'm sure.
Yeah, you know, Ryan. He had people come over to the crib, a pizza party.
Oh,
listen to the new record.
Dope.
You know, and he did a documentary. You know, so he did a streaming.
Yeah.
Special streaming for the people, but based
dope.
on the email list.
Exactly. Yes. So only those people get it. That's. I mean, people want to feel that's connected. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's what. And he's, you know, Ryan Leslie. He went to Harvard.
So he knows all this business stuff.
He got techie friends who, you know, I'm analog like a mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm following his lead.
Yeah.
But I have the fan base. I have the experience.
Exactly.
You know, I have the brand to be able to do something like this.
Exactly.
So I'm learning. I'm learning as I'm going.
That's dope. Nice. All right, fam. Well, Talib Kweli right here. Make sure to check out QualiClub.com. Gravitas, December 15th.
Don't be scared to buy Prisoner Conscious on iTunes.
Right. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Might as well do it all the time. But that's dope.
Register.
Ryan Leslie did the documentary on that, too. It's all about content and just generating content and putting it out there. So dope. But, fam, thank you very much. And I just want to say thank you because you've been sending me joints in my email, too. That's dope that you reach out to radio like that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know, that was me learning to try to develop relationships.
Yeah.
Once I realized a couple of years ago, I was like, you know what, in a couple of years, it's going to be
Yeah, exactly.
my database now.
Dope, yeah. So I appreciate